Hi, this is Tracy with Our True Colors, a family's journey with dementia. So I thought I should follow my parents' lead and do a vlog that was based on diagnosis, my dad's diagnosis of dementia. We knew something was wrong before my dad actually was diagnosed with dementia. They're doing CAT scans, they're meeting with psychologists, they're meeting with counselors. We knew something was wrong. Suspected that maybe it was something with the brain. Obviously, I don't know if I don't think anyone ever said dementia previous, and I don't remember if there was anything else. I just remember talking about personality disorders, that kind of stuff. I do remember my parents giving us the word of the diagnosis. They were at our house in our living room. We spent a lot of time together, so it was no different, just an ordinary day and hanging out, and they told us what the official diagnosis of vascular dementia. I didn't cry, and maybe that's a little different, but my first thoughts were, what is my role in this situation, and what do I need to do? As the eldest in the family, I felt like it was my responsibility to help my parents make decisions and help my mom work through whatever life choices may happen. I can relate this to a death, okay? So as when my grandpa died, I didn't cry at first. It takes me time to process those emotions. And I think in the case of my dad's dementia, it took me even longer. And I think back now that maybe that was because I was thinking more about what was my action and what I needed to do, and I was too worried or concentrated on what were our next steps and what was my role, how was I going to help my mom, and talking through this process rather than focusing on the emotions. So I do remember when I finally did let that all sink in, and I had made my dad for Christmas photo albums of my sister and I, photo albums of the grandkids. I was working on one of my parents as a couple, because my mom had told me, she's worked with people with dementia for many, many years, and she had said something to me, about that he would like to go back. Eventually, he'll want to go back to those photos and actually look at the photos, not digital like we have now. He's going to remember photos as, what they were in the past. So I thought that it would be great for us to have something, even maybe when we got to the point that there weren't words or situations were hard, that these photo books would help bond us, give us something to talk about and a reason to be with Papa, maybe generate some feelings for him eventually. So I started working on these, and when I began, it was exciting, it was fun. I was like totally digging out stuff, and my husband Brian was getting sick and tired of me buying cool stickers and page protectors to put on them. But as I started to put them together, and I started to look at the pictures of my sister and I, and the great memories that we have, that's when I started to cry. That's when I really felt, started to think about, that these things were lost for him, eventually will be lost for him and his memory. But I don't feel like I lost my dad. My he's different, but he's always going to be there, and I can sense, his love for me in different ways and different situations now. I know him and I are closer than we have ever been, which doesn't it take tragedy for some reason to bring you close together. And it's taken a long time, I guess, for me to process, and I quickly moved beyond that. I don't cry every day. I do not think of the sad things every day. No. Like we've said before, this family is giggling. This family is a laughing family, and the good thing that we are all able to take the jokes, because that's what keeps us going and keeps us focusing on the positive, is just joking. One of our favorites comments is like, when maybe mom and dad are at the table, and maybe we're having a family discussion, and mom forgets part of the conversation, and we'll say, well, who has the dementia here? Nana or Papa? And everybody giggles. And, every family is different, and they might not be able to take the joking and keep moving on positive, but I think you have to. Why? I don't want to spend my last memories crying or being sad over what we're going to lose. This is the hand that God dealt us. We're going to be fine. We have our faith. We have each other. We're a really strong family. And so I had that one crying moment. And since then, I've tried to be strong and positive for my family. Tried to make some good decisions. And I think my next blog will probably start talking about the time that Mom and I began to talk. What was their living situation going to be for now and in the future? And how did I play a role in that?